welcome to Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and a look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica, and I'm your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host. Ooh, I passed out in the middle of that sentence, didn't I?
I mid nap. I did awake you from your slumber to record this podcast, so it's fair.
Yeah. I'm kind of like a bear, except that I hibernate in like June gloom.
Oh, that would be kind of a dream. So LA has the season called June gloom, where it's typically just gray. It's just gray.
Do we own that in LA?
I truly think June gloom is a California LA thing, because I never heard of it before I moved there. Yeah, it's distinctly y'all's, because sometimes in June it's fucking tip of the sun in certain places. Like
tip of the sun to you.
A tip of the sun to you. It truly is hot. But we were just talking about, we saw photos of New York City right now, and it looks like viral marketing for Diablo video game. Like,
yeah, it looks real bad.
Apocalyptic, like bright orange.
She's orange. It's like fires in Canada, right?
Yeah, fires in Canada are causing that. And I saw an incredible meme tying it to Drag Race that was Alyssa Edwards going, "Look at how orange you are." We're there in the meme talking to Coco Montrese, but however, as we brought up last week, Coco Montrese and Alyssa Edwards, but she's talking about New York City because it's just gross and orange.
Look at how fucking orange you look, girl. Something like that. Something along those lines.
Alyssa Edwards, queen, icon, legend. I love her.
Truly one of the best. Why are you trash? Tell me.
Speaking of orange and the sun and the weather and things like that. So I have, for the listeners that don't know, I'm a brunette. However,
who wouldn't know that?
I don't know. Some people just listen. They don't know what I look like.
That's fair.
Smoke show. Pretty, but doesn't know it.
Really hot.
Well, I have brown hair, but my family has a lot of natural, like red in our hair, and so like my undertones is a redhead. You know what I mean? I think I'm like Black Irish, as they refer to it, or something. But pale skin, brunette hair, red underneath. And when I was a kid, my mom would let me get highlights, which makes sense because they're hundreds of dollars, and I'm 13, 14, 15 years old, and I understand the sacrifices I had to make. But I said, there's a workaround. According to 17 magazine, which, was my Bible as a child, you could put lemon juice in your hair and the sun would naturally lighten it. Well, one step above, they then made a product called Sun-In. And Sun-In was basically just processed and product lemon juice. You'd spray some Sun-In in your hair. You go lay out in the sun. The blonde was supposed to just penetrate through. This was the images I saw in the magazines. This was what I was told was going to happen. So I do the Sun-In. I'm sun tanning. Well, instead of blonde, I turned, I'm not kidding, orange hair.
Wow.
The most, like that, like process sometimes when it's like you're going from dark hair to blonde and there's that like orange phase.
That middle part where they're like, we got to go again.
Yes, I was worse than that. I mean bright orange, and was just like, well, now I have to go all summer, because how do you fix this? And I wore this was the time of pink pastel polo shirts. Those were the rage.
Sure.
So
that's a harsh look though.
Pale skin. Red. Orange.
Also,
red.
By the way, speaking of top of the sun to you,
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I had a pink visor that went with my pale pink polo.
Got to.
Orange hair, sunburned pale skin. Quite a looker that summer. It was, I look back in photos, which, we didn't have digital photography readily available. It was, here's a disposable camera. Hope you get the shot. Then you have to drop it off at Walmart or Walgreens or CVS and wait for the film to develop and then go through and pick up the photos. So I wouldn't know what I really looked like till weeks later. So I should have listened to my mother and not done Sun-In or any of that, but I didn't. And that's the summer of orange hair is why I'm trash. Why are you trash? Why are you trash?
Just quickly, 17 magazine also said that if you use highlighters on your hair, that
Mhm.
you could get like, colored streaks. And I too am a brunette and always have been. And no red undertones, just brunette. And highlighters don't work on brunette hair. So you can imagine my surprise when I sat on a school bus and let someone color my hair and, be mocked for it's not working. But I mean, in retrospect, like all the blonde girls with like the highlighter, and like it looked like shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wasn't losing out in the moment though. That was devastating.
Oh, of course,
Um,
the Kool-Aid dye did not work on my hair either, which it did for
oh yeah.
many of my blonde friends. They would have fun pink or blue hair or green hair. That was a big thing too. It was green
Yeah,
hair.
put a little of this in your shampoo and it'll change your hair blue or whatever. No, not an opportunity for, brown-haired girls.
And why are you trash?
Okay, I'll tell you. I very, very kindly was taken to I was taken, and Liam Neeson saved me. I was taken to Disneyland with some friends who were able to get us in and able to get us, some special access to special places within Disneyland.
And can I
Um,
just say I'm green with envy. The special
yeah,
places you got to go to. Like
it's
spitting angry.
I mean, like, well, I mean, it's no secret. If you see on my Instagram, which maybe you didn't because I'm private now, oh, but I went to Club 33, and I guess that's a big deal. I didn't really, you're laughing, but I'm not like, major, like, I don't know a lot about Disneyland. So, like, to me, it's like, oh, cool. Like, there's a speakeasy in Disneyland. Like, great. I just assumed that people go there. I didn't realize that this was really not a place that people get to go.
Like a membership, there's year-long wait list. Memberships are like 50 something
30,000?
thousand. Yeah, 30,000 a year.
It's 30,000 as like an initiation or something like that, and then 10,000 a year to keep it up.
Yeah.
And yes, it's like a 4-year waiting list. Whatever. So I went and it was great.
I'm so happy for you, but
No
God
big fucking
damn
deal.
it.
It certainly explains why the waiters were so friendly. But that's not what I learned from this whole experience was I don't have a face for G-force. I haven't been to Disneyland in over a decade prior to this, prior to last weekend. And so, but I think I went often enough before to know where the photos occurred on the rides. And so when I went back and I saw the photos happen on these rides, I mentally was like, oh, right, that's where they take the picture. But it was too late, And, I'm in my early 30s now. My equilibrium is different. Like there's a lot different about me. My face looks a lot more like my grandma's face now than it did before when I, looked not like exactly like my grandma. I don't know. So everyone wanders over to see the free pictures that get taken. Not all rides give you a free photo, but the Hyperspace Mountain, Guardians of the Galaxy, which formerly the Tower of Terror, which is so fun and so scary. Those rides will give you something. And I just like these pictures look crazy. Cars Land, the Cars ride, I look so bad. Like I look like it. I'm trying to think like it's giving Jabba the Hutt a little bit, but it's also like, no, but it's like, but like not, I'm not trying to like neg myself. It looks like if I were 2-dimensional or if I were made of Play-Doh, that someone put their thumb right on my face and pressed down to kind of just flatten it. Like I do not have a face for G's. Do not cast me in Top Gun 3 because I can't do it. I don't look, I mean, I can do it. I can take the G's, but I don't look, you're losing your, pretty actress. And, my friend was taking a lot of photos of us on the rides too. And he's like sending them to me like little by little. And I'm like, dude, these are crazy. Like, These are so bad. I'll send them to you. We can post a few of
Please
them onto the
do.
trashy
Yeah.
Instagram so people can see. I was like so self-conscious of them that like when other people were like taking photos, like people who were on the same ride as me, I was like, oh my God, like they're going to show these photos to people they know and they're going to be like, I'm not even looking at you. What's up with this bitch in the front?
It's
Like,
almost as if you'd seen a ghost, some might say.
it was as though I'd seen a ghost. Haunted Mansion, perhaps I did see a ghost.
Which, brings us to our first story, I'd say.
From theguardian.com, McDonald's has vowed to remove the McCrispy ad. This is in England, so it's a McCrispy next to the crematorium sign.
So the burger chain has stopped the advertisement in Cornwall, England, because it got a lot of backlash, but several chuckles. They have a crispy chicken sandwich called the McCrispy, and it was placed across from the crematorium, and it was pointing, this way. The road sign was pointing motorists towards this crematorium, and one mother was like, I think it's funny, but it's rather tasteless, and I'm sure grieving family members won't like to see it when visiting the crematorium for cremation of a loved one. Jesus.
For what it's worth, it was pointing towards the direction of where the nearest McDonald's was. Just so happened that the crematorium was like right across the street and also on the way to said McDonald's. But
you gotta localize. You gotta localize your advertisement. Maybe this is where you choose to be like a milkshake.
I also don't know how they even scored that ad space, because I feel like crematoriums and memorial houses and stuff, that's what they're called, the memorial house, they all usually are taken up with ads for said mortuary, or perhaps for estate lawyers, headstones, things like that. So the fact that they were even able to score that coveted ad space is pretty wild. I don't know. I have a feeling if you were to take me to this crematorium, first of all, I'm dead and I'm sorry, but I would think it was funny.
I would too. I mean, at least it wasn't Burger King and they didn't say flame grilled or flame broiled, as they say.
Sure.
McDonald's this isn't the first time they faced backlash for an ad. In 2017, they have to apologize after they made an ad showing a boy asking about his dead father. And the mother was describing what the father was like, and the boy appeared visibly sad over the apparent lack of similarities between him and his dad. However, the day is saved when the mother and son stopped at McDonald's and he orders a Filet-O-Fish and the mother says, that was your dad's favorite too.
This is the most bizarre ad. First of all, McDonald's, don't talk about death at all in your commercials, because everyone knows that your food is bad, like unhealthy. It's some may say it's delicious, but it's not good for you. So don't remind people. That's like a cigarette company saying nothing better than one of my cools right after my buddy's funeral, we want to keep those as far away from each other as possible. But even if it wasn't a McDonald's ad, what is any sort of ad with a father or a son being like, man, I had nothing in common with my dead dad. This sucks. That's crazy.
Yeah. McDonald's has really got some balls on them if you ask me, but some big balls maybe.
If you turn the golden arches upside down, it's actually just huge balls.
Just and they look like big old tatties too, big old titties. You know what I mean?
Swangin' teddies. That reminds me of our next story from thedrinksbusiness.com.
Pub blasted for offering free drinks to women based on their bra size.
I know that there was backlash, but honestly, a couple of gals like you and me,
as co-presidents of the big old titty committee, we'd be drinking for free.
Man, God, we're describing ourselves so hot. Just a couple of big titty brunettes. For
We
all
gotta
those
help
who just listen.
the SEO. This will help with the SEO.
Yeah, if you just listen, go ahead and stop your research there. We're just a couple of big titty brunettes, and we think it's okay that an Australian pub was giving free drinks to those with bigger boobies. The post says hanging your bra is uncomfortable. Hang it up in the shed and let loose. That means you as well, boys. Ugh.
Oh, there you go. So it's at least it's, I mean, everyone has memories. Everyone got them titties. So they would receive 1 free drink for an A cup, 2 for a B cup, 3 for a C cup. And the tagline was the bigger the better.
So that's 4. Well, let's see. I've got bigger than D's.
Let's see. I was to say, like, I gotta do the math. F G H.
I think I'm gonna have
J, K.
I think I'm gonna have about 6 free drinks, maybe. And I have to show up without a bra. This sounds like the best bar ever.
I'm facing down about 9 free drinks.
Wow.
And they're gonna have to carry me out in my bra, like a little not slingshot. What am I thinking of?
A hammock?
A hammock. Yes, my bra would be 2 of my bras. You just put one at the neck, one at the knees, and they would just carry me out after my 9 drinks. Yeah.
That would be nice. I mean, my bra can be used for other things, not necessarily holding me up. Anyways, they got feedback. People were mad. So they were like, okay, we've canceled the promotion. We've just workshopping ideas for different promotions that promote a fun, safe, and inclusive environment for all. But your feedback is valued. Womp, womp, womp. I will say this is not an inclusive ad campaign because
I disagree. I disagree because listen, every goddamn shirt, doesn't matter who makes it, is way too tight on my chest, and I have to go up like 8 sizes and then have things sized down. So this is just making up for the lack of inclusivity that general clothing make for big old titty people everywhere. This is inclusive. Hey, you know the hardships you've had buying clothes? Here's a drink on us because of it.
You're right. You know what? Speaking of big titties, from apnews.com, an Indian official has been suspended after he drained a reservoir to retrieve a phone he dropped while taking a selfie. And if you try and tell me that this guy doesn't have some gnarly shit on that phone, that he thought we got to drain this bitch and I got to get it back, rather than being like, there's gnarly stuff on that phone, but it should be safe at the bottom of a reservoir. Please.
Yeah, he's got photos from half the neighborhood and his constituents. Like, this guy's so yeah, this gentleman, he dropped his phone while taking a selfie. That's the story. And he said, you know what? Drain this reservoir. We've got to recover the asset. Drain that swamp.
I wonder if we had like some audio of it, like he would be like, my memoirs,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was writing a poignant coming of age tale about his own life and reflections, a memoir, if you will,
and only on his phone, connected to your laptop, and you wouldn't lose all that stuff.
Yes,
or
but then
do you have something so bad that you can't even have a laptop?
Well, now that makes me suspicious. But I was going to say, if it is connected to your laptop, sometimes people don't realize that when you upload photos, let's say, you're on your phone, it's connected to your cloud or something, and say you let your wife borrow your iPad. All of a sudden, those same messages going to your phone are going to come to your iPad, and she's going to be just scrolling, playing, flying frogs, killer toads, what are the frogs?
Frogger?
No. Angry
Frogs.
Birds. Angry Birds.
Angry Bird. Girl,
Jeez.
That's a reptile versus an avian creature.
Yes, but sometimes the pigs are green. I'm sorry. Anyway, she's playing out there, Angry Birds, and then she's seeing these pictures of them titties coming through from not her phone. She's gonna know. So the official asked local divers to jump into the reservoir and find the device first, claiming it contained sensitive government data.
That phone is ruined. It's at the bottom of a reservoir. What are you worried about?
So he said, you know what? Didn't work. We got to drain them. So he had diesel pumps drain it, and it was 2 million liters of water.
That's so, I mean, what spy movies are you watching? Like,
Mhm.
no one is going in for that fucking phone.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
As videos of the event went viral on social media, he was seen sitting under a red umbrella as the diesel pumps it drained enough, 2 million liters, which was enough to irrigate 1,500 acres of farmland at that time. And, he said that this water's unusable for irrigation and that he had received permission from a senior official to drain it. And by senior official, he means himself.
So they finally got the phone, and surprise, surprise, it wouldn't start because it was waterlogged. So he's fired. India, being one of the most water-stressed countries in the world because of extreme temperatures, this was bad.
Bad man.
Bye, guy. You're out of here. You got to be careful where you take selfies. There's a lot of risk, and you just don't want to be the person to drop your phone or drop anything for that matter.
True. You wouldn't want to drop something in someone's food. You'd have to be very careful too.
Well, from YCY, oh God, I don't know letters, WCYB.com, some cocaine was found in a hot dog at a fast food restaurant. And spoiler alert, the worker was arrested.
All right. I'm a Sonic devotee. I'm a Sonic junkie. I love a drink. I love a Sonic drink. So the fact that this happened at my beloved Sonic drive-in makes me very sad.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. But an employee, he said he accidentally lost his bag of cocaine only for a customer to discover it in their food. He was arrested for possession of a controlled substance, more like loss of a controlled substance.
I know. I mean, he didn't possess shit. Like, how do you prove? I guess if you're the one narking to the police and being like, hey, I was at Sonic and I was sitting in my car about to eat my chili cheese covered coney hot dog, and I found this bag of cocaine. Can you even believe? Just, I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Was this a code? Was there some type of, were they dealing more drugs out of the Sonic?
And maybe the keyword was coney. I don't know, because I had the same thought. However, there was surveillance footage from inside of the Sonic that shows this guy putting together this coney hot dog, delivering it out, and then, kind of giving the body like the, oh my God, did I lose my keys kind of pat.
Oh, no.
So it was seemed pretty obvious that this was a big oopsie, and that these drugs were meant for him and him only after his shift. I gotta be honest with you, Sonic is to me always sounds better than it ends up being.
Don't fuck around with the food. Tater tots, wonderful. Almost end of lit. I mean, the food's all fine, serviceable. It's the drinks. You go for the drinks and the ice cream and like the cones and things like that. Like, people fuck up and eat their food. And I'm like, Sonic's not very good. And I'm like, was that not the best strawberry limeade you've ever had? The answer is, of course.
Have to know that if a place has an entirely separate menu for something, that's the shit. I mean, and that goes for cocktail bars too. Don't mess with the food. They have a separate menu for cocktails for a reason. But like when you're at a Sonic, look to your left, you got food. You look to your right, that's limeades. That's milkshakes. That's whatever blasts or
Sonic Blast, which is the
their
ice
McFlurry.
cream, their McFlurry. Oh, but you can get one with Reese's peanut butter cups and then chocolate chip cookie dough. Oh,
so good. I can't really do that anymore because my lactose intolerance. That's that's a high speed trip to the bathroom.
Oh, well, this gentleman had a trip to the bathroom that was also unprecedented. He didn't know what he was getting himself into in our next story.
From theguardian.com, a Florida man, woohoo, we're here, finds iguana lurking in his toilet bowl. As if Florida couldn't get any worse. It's not safe for trans people. It's not safe for gay people in general. It's not safe for minorities, people of color, and it's not even safe for your butthole.
Nope. This gentleman, this 58-year-old Florida man, was hearing splashing coming from his toilet. Listeners, dear listeners, if you make us a Florida man stinger or sound, we'll send you a free trashy merch item for the winner.
Oh, sure.
We're hosting a contest as of right now. I just made this up. Send us in your best Florida man stinger or theme song, and winner will be played on the podcast, and you'll receive a free trashy merch item shipped to you.
That.
Yeah. So calling all Florida men theme songs, send in what you got. So yeah, this 58-year-old Florida man, he looked down, he was hearing some splashing, and he was like, that's not from me. He saw the frightened looking reptile, which honestly, what does a scared reptile look like? They don't ain't no emotions on those faces. Ain't no emotion.
I never thought about that. What does a scared reptile, that feels almost poetic, like what does the scared reptile see?
Yeah,
you know,
what does the scared reptile see when looking in the mirror back at oneself?
I don't know why, but I'm just myself in this position of like, if I heard some suspicious splashing in my toilet bowl, I don't know. I think that would definitely be a situation where I would be like, Taylor. Like, I don't know that I would be the first one to go and
give it a look
to check that out. No. I can't say what, because obviously I would think to myself, there's poop coming back from beyond.
Yes.
You know, that is the most reasonable reason that there would be a splashing happening. Except I guess if you're in Florida, then, you know, who honestly knows, but it might be a reptile.
Yeah. So it was, you know, something happened. And then last year, this isn't the first time this has happened in Florida, but multiple Florida residents have reported these iguanas in their toilet bowls. It's an invasive species. It was once a prized exotic custody, but now widely decried as a pest. A woman found a Mexican shiny tail iguana, and that species can grow up to 18 inches with an 18-inch tail add-on. That's big. That's big. But yeah, they can hang out on roofs, dig under houses, and thrash around, get into the pipes and whatnot. They're just little Godzillas, as the Tampa Bay Times has described the voracious little animal as. Voracious little Godzillas. They're good swimmers. They can hold their breath.
That's wild. That's so like, it's not that he left his bathroom window open and an iguana got in. Like, they're just in the pipes.
Yeah,
there's little shit covered iguanas crawling. I mean, are they not? How could they not be? And how do you ever feel safe? And how do you ever feel safe in Florida if it's not being driven out of town from like really crazy right-wing politics? If it's not being shot, you know, for someone determining that you're on their property, and if you can't even be safe sitting down to use the bathroom. Ugh.
I like this gentleman's perspective, though. He's like, listen, I've lived in that house for 21 years and it never happened before. And I figured now that it's happened to me, odds are really good. It probably won't happen for at least another 21 years or so. That's optimism. That's Florida optimism.
You know what he's saying? When I cash out on this house, it'll be someone else's problem, and I'll just take off with all my money.
Yep. Oh gosh. Speaking of money makes people do the craziest things. It really is. It is the root of all evil, and sometimes they do things very publicly. So, from scmp.com, a Chinese woman with a banner that states "Accept concubines" crashes her ex-husband's wedding over $140,000 of unpaid divorce settlement.
So, unable to get help from the courts, this man's ex-wife took matters into her own hands by showing up to his wedding uninvited. They went to court again after the man filed suit for defamation and custody of their child, with the final result result now agreed by both parties. So hey,
Yep.
she got what she, I don't know if she got what she wanted, but
Yeah.
she did get another trial.
So the banner said, accepting concubines on my husband's behalf. She showed up to the wedding and they had been divorced since 2019 and he had received custody of their daughter in the divorce settlement and agreed to pay her 1 million wait, what is it? Yen? 1 million yen, which is 140,000 US dollars a month and cover medical expenses and business insurance until she remarried. However, he did not pay the compensation as agreed and remarried in January. So on the day of his wedding, she turned up, distributed leaflets to the guests, and posted on social media. Former wife congratulates ex-husband on taking a concubine. Damn.
Wild. Okay, so concubine, by the way, I had to Google it because I didn't know what that meant. Concubine is a woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives, aka a mistress.
Yes. Many, a lot of ancient tales will talk of concubines in
It's the Bible. It's referred to in Judges 19.
Hell yeah. Ooh, I love Judges. Some good shit happens in Judges. If I sometimes have people like, sometimes I just open my Bible and just read whatever passage comes to me. Yay. But what if you just happen to stumble upon the part where like the donkeys give a mission, they're talking about jizzing all over someone with the girth of a donkey, or let us rape your daughter instead of our guests that we're harboring kindly. What do you get from those paths? When people are like, I just turn to the Bible and I get my comfort. And I'm like, yeah, but like, what parts do you ever stumble upon those parts? Because that's where it gets fun and interesting and good. But I don't know if I'd get a lot of comfort from that.
No.
Yeah.
But that's, whatever.
Anyway, pick up Judges. Real fun. It's like a John Grisham novel sometimes. So
I tend to get comfort from like food.
Oh, I do like food. Yeah, I get a lot of food. I get a lot of comfort from food as well. That kind of reminds me of our next story.
Yeah, from BBC, Worthing, West Sussex, was caught on CCTV stealing 144 bars of chocolate from a shop. This is classic chocoholic behavior.
It's honestly the chocoholics. My heart goes out to them, and I really hope they can recover. I really hope they can find comfort in their Chocoholics Anonymous web meetings.
We're with you. We're here for you.
Is this just viral marketing for the Timothée Chalamet Wonka movie that's coming out, though?
Maybe. When is that coming out, though? Anytime soon? Who cares? We're talking about it.
We're talking. It's getting the conversation going. This gentleman was found taking coffee, washing detergent, vodka and meat, and then 144 chocolate bars. Yeah,
that's a lot. Like,
that's a lot.
Is he having a party or?
I don't know. Maybe it's compulsion, but at least, he just was caught taking them. At least he didn't try to rob them with some type of gun or pistol, right? I mean, that's good.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, but the person in our next story did try to use a pistol in this robbery.
Of sorts, yeah. From actionnews5.com, deputies accuse a man of using a Nintendo Duck Hunt pistol to rob a business. What do we call the Duck Hunt gun? A pistol?
Well, he painted it all black. So
smart, because it's like orange, I believe. Yeah. Gray and orange, the Duck Hunt gun.
Yeah. But the business owner just moved up and down erratically. And so he couldn't quite pull get the gun to go to him, so like, no.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's
like
funny.
In the duck, the ducks, they would move. And then even if you were right on the screen, even if you put the pistol right on the television screen, sometimes they wouldn't go down. Was that just me screaming just because that happened?
Did you think that 1980 technology was going to be like awesome? I mean, that was a revolution. That was one of the first games of Nintendo, wasn't it?
But
Super
if you're
Mario Duck Hunt combo,
8, 9, 10, and you're, oh, here's this duck hunter gang. Cool. I'll cheat and I'll put the pistol right on the
But you
television
can't
screen.
do that. That was probably part of the problem. And
Well, I was
8, 9, 10, you're
didn't
probably a
know.
shit shot. I'm going to tell you, you were a shit shot.
I already shot a bird by that age.
Well, not a duck on duck hunt.
You know what? You're goddamn right. You're damn right.
You're a shitty shot.
Ah! That hurts, but it's the truth. And I appreciate you telling me. So the deputies found the 25-year-old. He had robbed this convenience store in Charlotte around 5:45 on a Tuesday. He was wearing a mask, a wig, a hooded sweatshirt, and had the painted gun. And all he got was $300 from the registry.
If that's all they have in the register, then that's all they have. Now, I want to know the mask.
Yes.
Did it have a mustache on it? And the wig, was it like or when I say like a mustache, I mean like a, kind of a pointy, like kind of aggressive, squiggly one. The wig, was there also a yellow hat attached with a W on it? And the hooded sweatshirt, did it kind of resemble like a yellow top with purple overalls? I want to know, was this Wario?
I was gonna say, you're throwing Wario under the bus.
Sorry about it, but Wario is a villain.
Is he though, or is he just misunderstood?
Wow. I mean, honestly, like that's like the whole Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings kind of thing, like are there heroes or are there villains? And
the Cruella de Vil, Maleficent, like we're gonna get the Wario treatment one day.
Wow. I mean, maybe, maybe we should see it from his perspective. It's tough to say. Like he might just have some stuff that he's dealing with, some addictions.
And then these plumber brothers show up and you know what? No, actually, fuck, you had a really good transition. I'm going to cut all of that.
No, you don't have to cut a thing. Don't even cut this part that we're talking right now, because you're not wrong. Some plumber brothers. I want to know, like, I don't think that Bowser, okay. Yeah, like he wants to marry the princess. You can't own women. No. And that all makes sense.
Yep.
However,
okay. In defense of owning women.
Well, what I'm just like, I don't know.
You're saying his motivations are clear, rather they're bad, but they're clear, right? What is Wario's intentions?
I guess I'm just saying, like, what if because this is back in times of princesses and castles and plumbers. Yes. None of these things. Wait, hold on.
An ancient history of plumbers.
Hold on. Now that I think about it, a princess, those didn't, not a lot of those existed at the same time as plumbing. And is she a dinosaur? Wait, this game makes no fucking sense. And the mushrooms walk around. Oh my God. Yeah, I think we do need to take a second look at Wario. Maybe he had an addiction. See, I brought the transition back. You brought it back from themirror.co/UK. Man addicted to cheese spends $60K on cheddar and eats at least 2 blocks a day. My IBS is just screaming thinking about this article. If I didn't have my lactose intolerance, I think that I could maybe have this type of relationship with brie, like good Whole Foods brie, not like bad kind of bland Trader Joe's brie, but like good Whole Foods brie, or just like in France kind of brie. I think I could do it because I really, really like the stuff.
I do love cheese. I do love like a manchega. Oh, that's my favorite.
Delicious. So this guy, this
All
guy's 54 and an absolute icon that he can still eat cheese at 54.
True.
But he will eat block after block. And now his wife is making him cut back as she's worried that he could have a heart attack. She doesn't seem to be concerned that he's spent over 60,000 pounds on cheese and that he's running through 2 blocks a day. Yeah. Finally, he's like, ooh, you might have a heart attack from that.
Well, I think she just is like, oh, I don't know if the insurance is going to pay out unless I protest. Like, if they think I'm just purposely feeding this cheese, they might be able to convict me on like manslaughter. Or something.
Yeah, I guess like what is a life insurance policy of someone who's eating 2 blocks of cheese per day?
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
not
like,
often asked. It's like, blood pressure,
is that a
activity
pre-existing
level.
condition? Eating 2 blocks of cheese
True.
a day? He's doctors, or well, I mean, this couple claims that the doctors claim, so who knows what the hell's right,
Mhm.
that this guy is healthy. He's a wood yard worker from Maidstone, Kent. He's the dad of 4, and he even has a 6-pack. So I know what's going on. This guy is just doing keto.
No, he's got like poop abs. That's he's so blocked up that the
Poop
cheek-
abs. Poop abs. What? What the? Oh no!
No, he's so.
Is that what you?
He's just so
Holy
blocked up.
shit! Yes, you poop abs. That's what it is. It's when you feel really bloated, and then you
Your
poop,
stomach,
and you're
your stomach gets so hard because you can't poop. That you get poop. I had a friend that was constipated for like, so long, and her stomach was so hard that she said these were her poop abs.
Bro, that's not the experience of most people. Usually your stomach is like distended and like hurts. You like poop pregnancy.
It hurt her a lot. Yeah, but it was firm.
Poop
So
abs.
it's her
Oh
poop
my
abs.
God.
Six
That
pack.
tickled my funny bone. I'll tell you what, that was funny stuff. No, I think I don't know.
But so he'll eat cheese at every meal, but he skips macaroni and cheese and cauliflower cheese because he says they're not cheesy enough for me. Wow. Yeah,
Macaroni and cheese is not cheesy enough. Too much pasta in the way.
I think the milk and the pasta must be getting at him. You know what I mean?
25 years ago when they met, this couple, he was doing sandwiches, which was a block of cheese in between 2 pieces of bread that he cuts up, and he's got Marmite mayonnaise and white pepper on it. And then she said, I'd seen him eat 4 in a day before. Well, girl,
And those
You
who
can't-
want to know, Marmite is a sticky brown paste with distinctive salty, powerful flavor and hearty aroma. So
kind of gross, in my opinion, to be
ugh,
honest.
yeah, I'm not
Um,
down, but it's a yeast extract. But I eat it 4 in a day, and she's like, I didn't think twice about it. He's always lived that way.
So this man is 54 now, and so she's talking about something that was 25 years ago. So some quick math, I'm going to say he was about 29. Babes out there, if you're dating a guy who's eating 4 cheese and mayonnaise sandwiches a day, that might be a red flag.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a flag. He says he spends about 7 pounds a day on cheese each and every day, adding up to $210 a month, $5,200 a year, or 63,000 since I've known him. But he doesn't smoke, and that's about 20 pounds a day. So not wrong, right? Like, not wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, this woman's going to watch her husband die from cheese intake, but some people don't have that long. Some people don't. Some people need it in a hurry, maybe.
No, take a trip down to Crazy Town with us with abcnews.com. A Tennessee woman has allegedly paid to hire a hitman to kill the wife of her dating match.
Yep. So this woman met someone on a dating app, and they met up to go hiking. He was married to another woman, so she was like, oh, it's fine, I'll just get the wife out of the way. So she paid a hitman. She was arrested on May 18th and is in the custody. She's accused of transferring $10,000 in Bitcoin to a site named Online Killers Market in exchange for the murder of the wife of the man she met on this dating site. Here's the thing, everybody. Don't do crime. That's always a blanket statement. We never endorse
Yes.
crime. But subheading, There is no such thing as a hitman you meet online. There will never be a website that is killmyhusband.org, killmyhusband.bitnews. Like anything you find, it's just the feds. Like it's literally just the like it's law
Yeah,
enforcement.
this
There
is the
are
second story we've had to do where someone has made this kind of mistake. I'm telling you, Erica is right. You're If you
yeah.
can hire a hitman online, it's not the internet you're on.
No, it's a dark web, torrent, black market, deep web thing. The thing that makes me so bemused about this was obviously the woman is fine, hopefully leaving that husband because he's a piece of shit going on other dates.
Hopefully.
But she said, listen, it needs to seem random, which is my favorite. Like make that death seem like random, like so random. But she said it needs to seem random or an accident or plant drugs. Do not want a long investigation, she said.
I mean, for $10,000, I feel like you should be able to specify at least a little bit about it. See, the defense attorney declined any sort of comments regarding this, but apparently this woman, had also shown up unannounced to the couple's new house in the fall of 2022 saying, I hope you both fall off a cliff and die, when she found out that they were planning on getting married. So I'm a little confused. So he had a fiance, and then that's when he matched with this new person, and she was like, oh, I'm going to kill that fiance. And then he was like, I'm going to go ahead and marry her. And she's like, okay, well then I hope you're both dead.
Yeah. So she, provided the would-be killer with details about her match's wife, where she lived, what she worked, which kind of car she drove, all these things. And she would even fill them more website. Like she worked from home and went on a 2-mile walk by herself, things like that. But the best part is that she would be like, have you done it yet? Like she was very like upset at the quality of service she was receiving. And she was just like, it hasn't happened yet. Like I paid $10,000. I expect this to be done. Like that's truly the best part, is how upset she was at the customer service she was receiving.
She was a Karen.
Yeah, complete Karen about like, can I get my
hitman?
I'm gonna leave you a really bad Yelp review if you don't kill her. Oh, garbage.
Erica.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes, girl. It's time for the dumpster fire of the week.
Woo, woo.
Oh my God.
Hey, real estate prices in California are pretty chill. In fact, we're having a fire sale. Why don't you come on down to California, and for $250,000, you can live under a bridge in Alhambra.
This comes to us from KTLA.com. I also saw a TikTok about this of someone who went and toured this house, but this is absolutely real. There is a property that is under a bridge, but not on the water. Like the river's under you, but the bridge is over you. And they're selling it for $250,000. This is so crazy. I mean, it looks like shit.
It's garbage.
Just FYI.
It's literally, imagine, like, we'll post photos of it. It is comically small and bad. This home, it's like a little like trailer on the side of a walking bridge. It's crazy.
I don't even know why it exists.
Yeah, it's below street level. It's down a staircase and embedded into the side of a bridge over the Alhambra Wash. It's the most affordable waterfront property in Los Angeles County.
I mean, literally, this is a 1-bedroom, 1 bath, and the realtor tasked with selling the property is hoping to strike the balance between affordable starter home and a fixer upper. It's a house meant for a troll.
Truly, like you must pay the toll to visit the troll. It's crazy. It's the most unique listing that someone said they've ever seen on their real estate career. It was built in 1949. The home has a patio that overlooks the ditch, as well as a rooftop patio about the size of the home itself. And the rooftop patio is actually street level. Only a row of metal fencing separates it from the adjacent street. So
yeah, that rooftop patio, it doesn't look like it's someone's rooftop. It looks like a vacant lot. Like if you don't think that you're going to have tents
yeah.
on homeless people living on top of your rooftop patio, you have another thing coming. But the absolute gall. This was first sold, or the last time it was sold was in 2005 for $72,000, which still feels high. I don't think that they should be selling it for more than $75,000. Like, this is, you think it's crazy to spend $800,000 on a 1-bedroom, 1-bath fixer upper house in a good neighborhood, and you'd be right. But 250, and that's no shade on Alhambra, but this is a house under a bridge.
It's sat vacant for a better part of 20 years, mostly being used as storage for the owner. Yeah, he said he's going to try to make it into like a man cave, is what he thought. Just kind of meditate, chill out, whatever, tell riddles, ask passerbys for their children, things like that. He just never got around to doing it.
Like, man cave? My guy, be honest. You're going down there to make and do drugs. Don't lie.
Or kidnap and torture people.
Now, who do you think someone will really buy it?
Oh, somebody will buy it. Absolutely. And then they'll turn it into like some unique Airbnb or something where they're like fully troll themed or something.
The troll Airbnb. There's $3,000 in mold abatement that needs to be done. Some outlet upgrades that are needed. There's a leak that is in the home just from it being unused for so long. I watched the TikTok. You'll also have some graffiti that you need to clean up all over the stairs, and that will probably be a continuous job. How could you sleep at night in the bridge house? People are driving over your house. There's a road.
Yeah. There's an underground house in my hometown that we would always drive past. It was built
because you get tornadoes and reasons.
It was made sense. It was cool.
I mean, there's houses on hills and the stilts, and that makes more sense than a house under a bridge in Alhambra being sold for $250,000. The late stage you know what? Cheer me up, girl. Like, what are you hoarding?
Okay. Let's hoard something that maybe isn't as materialistic, but I'm hoarding something that I found on Netflix. And at first I was like, this is silly. And the more I watched, I just went, you know what? This is a nice group of unique folk expressing themselves, and it's an inclusive community. I watched a show called Mer People on Netflix, and it's a group of adults that are professional or semi-professional mermaids. And you go, what do you mean, Erica? I mean, these people get silicone tails made for them, and they perform at water parks and aquariums, Renaissance fairs, birthday parties, cruise ships, all sorts of things. And there are mermaids. And it's honestly really nice. And there's one that her name is Sparkles, and she's from Arkansas, and she only gets to practice in this public pool when there's aerobics going on, like, aerobicide, like aqua aerobics for older people. And so she's just in the corner of this pool. A bunch of older people are doing water aerobics, but then she is trying out for like the professional cheer squad, professional mermaid squad. It's like Cheer, the docudrama Cheer, but for people that want to be mermaids professionally. So it's that kind of vein, right? And I was like, this is absurd. And then I was like, you know what? This is actually really nice. They're harming literally no one. They're bringing joy. It's a sport. I mean, you have to be very physically fit to, hike yourself up on the side of a pool, not being able to use your legs because they're bound inside of a silicone tail. And it's an expensive sport. And it's just really nice. But anyway, so she wasn't used to cold water, Sparkles. And so she got the chance to be in a cold water tank. And then it was the funniest phrase I've ever heard was uttered. We've got to pull Sparkle. She's hypothermic. Like the mermaid advisor being like, we got to pull her. We got to pull her while she's performing. It's really nice. I liked it. I think everyone should watch Mer People on Netflix and just put out some joy into the world, because that's what they're doing. That's all they're doing.
I think me trying to, if I ever had to really explain into detail to my immigrant grandparents why I decided to do improv instead of go to college, it probably would have registered about the same as if I would have said, I'm actually becoming a professional mermaid.
So, what are you hoarding? What are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding a dessert. My husband made it last year. He started making last year, and we're eating vegan now and so he was like, I hope you can make this vegan, and he figured it out. And so, vegan or not vegan, I really recommend, guys, making yourself an icebox cake. We had some when you were here, when you came over.
So good.
It's literally like dessert lasagna. You're taking graham crackers, you're taking whipped cream. We use coconut whipped cream. And don't come for me, vegans. Yes, I eat honey graham crackers. I care about bees, I guess, but I don't care. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that shit. Okay. So anyways, graham crackers, whipped cream, and like fruit, strawberries, whatever. Kind of just stack it up like a lasagna, and then you put it in your fridge to stiffen up a bit and like get soggy.
Good.
It's so good. And this is a no bake cake. This is easy. This is when the sun finally comes out and you're just hanging by the pool, or in the case of when Winston and Erica were here, you're eating Malibu rum soaked pineapples and then just having some icebox cake. It's just really good. You're going to thank me. What are you throwing away?
I just want to say more on the icebox cake. I don't know. I was like, ooh, coconut cream. I don't normally like coconut. It was delightful. It was so good. I had a second piece. Like, it wasn't too much. That's all I'm going to say. Just more. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, coconut whipped cream is not bad, and it was not hard to make.
Yeah.
So even if you're not eating plant-based, if you just want to give your stomach like not heavy cream, heavy whipping cream, try the coconut cream. Easy peasy, baby. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Well, what are you throwing out?
Okay, I'm throwing away gas in the same state, maybe 20 miles away from each other, having a like up to $1.50 difference in price. Same day. I drove to San Francisco and drove back a couple weeks ago, and I was, stopping to get gas. And I'm like, well, okay, it's this much. All right. I filled up. I'm out. I'm like 15 miles down the road. Again, no, I'm coming up on a major city or anything like that. Same brand of gas station. $1.20 cheaper, just like 15 miles down the road. No, I didn't know. I've never done this before. I've never driven that route. But how much does gas cost? And why is it not all just the same? It makes no sense. I'm throwing it out. Our dependency on gas sucks, and this is just too much. It's just too much. It was blowing my mind, truly blowing my mind. But anyway,
it is exhausting to have to like find where the quote unquote cheap gas stations are, and my husband's family lives in a bit of a pricier area, and to get you have to get so far from their house to get. Or even I don't live in a pricey area, and I even have to go far away from my own house.
Yeah.
It's really, you just got to go to Costco if you can make it, with whatever gas you got.
If you have a Costco by you, because some places don't.
And if you have a Costco membership, but so I feel you. I agree with you. It's very frustrating. Although I don't know that we could get the entire state of California to agree on a price, because it is based on need and convenience. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying it kind of, checks out.
Yeah. And what are you throwing away?
Homophobic people?
Yes. Bye.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind, just go ahead and fuck right off. You guys are really crawling out of your caves right now, and you need to find Jesus and remember what he said about loving everyone. Or if that doesn't float your boat, that's fine as well. Perhaps still just, find help, figure out why you're so angry, figure out why what other people do in their own personal life has something to do with you. Look in the mirror. The call's coming from inside the house, if you will. You just fuck off.
Yep.
Like literally go away. You're so gross. It's over. You lose.
Yep.
Go away. I'm throwing out homophobes. I don't know that there's very many homophobic people who listen to this podcast, but
I appreciate it. Yep.
But if you do, figure it out. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going
Talk
on
to
inside?
someone.
Yeah.
Talk to someone,
Yeah.
Maybe check your search history and your YouTube algorithm. I think you might not be in the right way.
But being in the right way, where can people find you?
You can find me every Monday on the Trashy podcast.
Oh,
Where do people
great.
find you?
At Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram, TikTok. That's mostly where I want to be found. And you can find this podcast at Trashy Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can also find us always at our website, which is trashypodcast.com, which has links to all of those social media links that we mentioned before, ways to listen to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or whichever player you prefer. And it also has a link to our merch store, which is
merch. Get merch. It's
Yeah,
almost
but-
Father's Day. Dads and grads.
Oh gosh, do we have a Trash Daddy shirt that will be hitting the store so soon? Soon as I make it. You can find us at trashypodcast.threadless.com. And again, if you make us a Florida man stinger, we'll send you your preferred, your preferred trashy slogan on any merch item, be it a t-shirt, a mug, a yoga mat, a sticker. Let us know. We'll send them out. Hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I'm just saying, if you're going to kill somebody, like, I really think it's a better idea if you don't go online, but like, you should find somebing in person like that, right? Like, you should not.
Babe, you don't got to tell me. You don't got to tell me. But, we should probably turn the recording off.
Oh, bye.